Whoa, nah, man, shout out to y'all. I'm your host, Lambo Drew, and you are now tuned into the Leverage Show. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Each and every single one of you guys, man, who are rocking with us on a Tuesday night out here, man, and every Tuesday night on the Leverage Show. I told y'all we got a hot one tonight, and we're going to make it happen tonight. My guy, Richard Dean, is in the building, and you guys do not want to miss this. So make sure you guys are sharing this broadcast. Share it to as many people as you possibly can, because tonight will be transformational, and definitely tonight will be inspirational for everyone who is out there, man, watching this broadcast. Make sure somebody, man, sees this broadcast. Get it out there to somebody, because I promise you, you don't know whose life it may change and the domino effect that it will have even so long after this broadcast. Thank you guys again and everything for tuning in. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. This week has been an amazing week. Hope you guys had an amazing week. Man, this weekend, I don't know what you guys did this weekend, but my weekend was definitely filled with a surprise, man. Truly shout out to my auntie and my uncle for coming in town all the way to Denver, Colorado, and come and visit us from the state of Columbus, Ohio, man. They ever so happily dropped in from Las Vegas and decided to go ahead that they would come see us in Denver, Colorado. So shout out to you guys, man, for hanging out, man. I truly appreciate that. We had a blast. We had a ball, taking pictures all in the mountains, and I was scared and everything. They wasn't going to have some bears or some mountain lions come out and everything. So you should have seen, Lambo Drew wasn't on a tip when it was in the mountains, but I made it happen. So definitely shout out with everything that they was actually come and bless us with. Truly, it was a blessing. We are thankful of it all. That's for sure. So, man, look, let's get into these comments real quick. I want to go ahead and see what's going on for sure. Broadcast. Let's make some stuff happen. Listen, in the building, first and foremost, thank you, LA Law, for you tuning into the building. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope all is well. LA Law is in the building. Thank you for tapping into the broadcast each and every single week. LA Law, you know and everything, man, that you go ahead and make the Leverage Show special every week. My God, Kennard Haney is in the building. Shout out to you, Kennard Haney. I see you in the building. Look at LA Law being the first to the party. I see you. That's what my guy, Kennard Haney, has said. Everybody's going on ahead and getting that top spot. Shout out to y'all for sure on that. Y'all make sure you guys go like, subscribe, man, to the channel of my guy, Kennard Haney. Kennard Haney is bringing out some great, awesome content and really go ahead and keeping you guys informed of what's happening and what's going on with some great products and some great information and what's going on around the world. Tap into Kennard Haney, man. Got a lot of great stuff happening for my guy. My Kennard Haney say, what's up, Lambo Drew in the Leverage Show? Knock it out the park tonight with the guest, Richard Dean. No pressure, but last week's show with Crypto Empire was lit. It was fire. Hey, we coming back and everything, man, tonight. My guy, Richard Dean, is definitely getting ready to do his thing and allow God to be used and flowing through his life tonight. So you make sure that you sharing this video and make sure you go ahead and lock it up, man, for next time, because I'm trying to tell you this right now. Ain't nobody like Richard Dean. There's only one and only Richard Dean. So, all right, you guys are going to see that right now, all right? So thank you, Kennard. We're going to make sure that we do what we do well. LA Law said, yes, I was able to make it early. Oh, yeah, LA Law, you get in the building. LA Law be like one of the first ones in the building, man, like a classroom special going on. So shout out to LA Law doing what LA Law is doing each and every single week. All right, my wifey is in the building. She went on ahead, man, showing me some love. Hello, everyone, to the Leverage Show. Thank you, showing me with the love in the hearts. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all that you do, baby. I'm trying to tell you, man, I couldn't go ahead and do it without you. Thank you for so much. Keep doing what you do best, baby. Keep me covered, all right? Money's in the building. Shout out to Money. Thank you, Money. Big hello. You got this. Yes, we got this. We're going to make this happen and keep this thing moving tonight. Business Bride is in the building. Shout out to your fam. Reagan is in the building. Definitely going to go ahead, man, and make this happen tonight. Listen, you guys don't want to miss this. I'm telling you this right now. Renata Williams Johnson, my wife said, we had an awesome weekend with the Love Arts. Yes, we did, baby. We in there taking pictures like we like 18 and 19 young again, man. So love you, baby. Thank you. My guy, Larry the Lion, is in the building. What up, Lambo and family? Thank you, Larry, for tapping in, tuning in. We definitely got to get together. That's my guy. Thank you for showing love each and every single week and doing what you do. My guy, Steve-O Stacks, aka Stacks with the Racks. It's in the building, showing me Lambo is in the building. Thank you, Stacks, for tuning in, man. My guy, leveling up on a whole nother level. Shout out to you, Stacks, for going ahead and reaching out for real. This was a good weekend for you and me both. All right. Listen, Cynthia Davis is in the building. Thank you, Cynthia Davis. Good evening, family. Thank you, Cynthia, for tuning in each and every single week. It's always a blessing. I hope you got my message from my guy, Kennard Haney, man, and showing love back to you. You know what time it is, all right? Linda Williams is in the building. Prophetess Williams is definitely the one who had made this all happen. Prophetess Williams, truly, thank you, because of you, Mr. Richard Dean is on the screen on right now and backstage. Can't wait to go ahead, man, and get out there and do what you do. Thank you, Prophetess, so much for what you do and all the great blessings that you actually best to show what. Got some chicken waiting on you. Remember that. Richard should have told you that. We got some fried chicken waiting on you, Miss Williams. So make sure you go ahead and get your fried chicken when you come here to Denver. All right, my guy Kennard Haney say thank you, Lambo, man. Showing love, man. You guys, I'm telling y'all, one of the littest, man. I'm telling you, I'm giving it back. Thank you, Kennard, for you stepping out, doing what you do. PC Smith is in the building. Hey, Johnson family. Love you, sis, man. Another great friend of the family. And not a stranger to the show, too, as well. We got to have PC Smith, man, back coming real soon. For real. All right? My baby and everything, man, showing love to P. Hey, P, with the love and the heart sign. And you know what time it is, man. Sis showing love. PC Smith showing love right back, saying, hey, my love, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Listen. Without further ado, I love, man, the love that we got coming out here. I want y'all to keep that same energy. Actually, just turn it up a couple notches. And the reason why you want to turn it up a couple notches is because the gentleman who's getting ready to come to the broadcast right now needs to be turned up all the way. You know, we have many stories and many people who come to the Leverage Show, and we're honored each and every single week for everybody who graces this platform. But this one right here, man, hits home. Not only in everything, man, because he hits home because he's a family friend, but also it hits home because of his story and him making it to the level of success that he's making it, and him actually helping change culture and teach people about what true generational wealth is, and especially dominating in his arena. Again, most of the time that people come on, they talk a lot about, hey, man, I got a system. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But they're only talking about something from what somebody else has done. Thank God for people like Richard Dean, who is a trailblazer, and he's actually lighting his own path and allowing others to follow behind him. Because of that, man, God has truly blessed him, and he is blessing the countless lives of others who are truly in places that they may need to have a lifeline of help put out there. Thank you, Richard Dean, for you coming to the Lambo Leverage Show. And I welcome my guy, Richard Dean, in the building. What's up, Richard Dean?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? It's a blessing.
Life is good, man. Life is good. I see that smile. Y'all know we getting ready to have a good time now.
Oh, yes, we are. We're going to have a great time.
We're going to have a great time, man. Richard, I truly want to thank you. I thank you and your lovely wife, man, for going ahead and blessing us, man, with the time this evening and gracing us on the Leverage Show, man, and just sharing a little bit of your journey of exactly who Richard Dean is and where Richard Dean came from. So thank you tonight for you to come and bless us. So you guys, make sure you guys are sharing this and getting this video out and ask all the questions you possibly can, because I guarantee you they will be answered if there's anything around real estate with this guy. All right? So, Richard, talk to us, man. Let the people know just a little bit about Richard Dean and his story and all of what God has truly been doing in your life. Take us all the way back, Richard.
Well, I'll take you all the way back. Well, I can take you back to my childhood. But first of all, I want to say I'm give glory to God, because without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And even when I have doubt, somehow there's things that present themselves and let me know that no, God got me and God is moving me, and there's no doubt about that. So with that being said, I'm going to go and enlighten on the reason why I say that. Well, I started out, when I was in school, elementary, middle school, high school, I was not the A student. I was pretty much the D student, and if I can get through something, I'll look on somebody else's paper to do that. So I always did mediocre for whatever reason. So I never thought about going to college or anything like that. I actually worked for a janitorial service, Kenway. My father was a manager there. So I guess in my senior year, I had planned to just start working with my father. And what I ended up doing basically is that my best friend's mother, her name is Joyce Thomas. And she's an impactful person in my life. She changed my life, put me on a road that was totally different. So what she said to me is, Richard, well, really, my nickname is Tony, so I'm transparent here. So she said, Tony, what are you going to do with yourself since you're going to graduate? I said, Miss Thomas, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably work with my father cleaning up. So then cleaning offices and everything. And basically she said, well, why don't you go to school with Donnie? I said, okay. That was my reaction. Okay. I didn't know anything. So basically, I took the ACT, and quite honestly, I scored a 9 on the ACT. Okay. And when I went to college, I was in developmental study courses because of that. But the thing is that God put something in me to keep striving. I'm not really sure what it was, and I still can't say what it is, but it's a spirit that God had blessed me with. But I went through school, and I got an associate degree in electronics from Kentucky State University. And then I stayed out of school for 3 years, and then I said, well, sure, I'm going to go back to school. And I went to Eastern Kentucky University and received my bachelor's from Eastern Kentucky University. And lo and behold, I ended up being an engineer. So how can a person that had happy to get a D on a test end up being an engineer? Well, I tell you, it's God. So God put those things in place for me to move to where I was going, basically. And I still didn't know where I was going. So basically, I got my degree in engineering, ended up being an engineer. And then in 2006, I was laying down in the bed and woke up and said I was going to do real estate in 2006. Now, it's nothing but God doing that. Put that on your mind like that. And I tell you, 3 months later, I ended up being a real estate agent. Now, I'm going to be honest. I took that test about 6 times. I took that test about 6 times, but I tell you what, it goes to show that when God puts something on you and it's for you, it's for you. So what I ended up doing is I got that, I got it. So I ended up being a real estate agent in 2006, and I was also a manufacturing engineer. So our process improvement is what I did. So I did engineering and real estate for 10, 12 years. Wow. So in 2017, God put it on my heart to start brokerage. Since I worked up under someone for so long, and the brokerage was Richard Dean Realty, and I'm Richard Dean. So with that, I started Richard Dean Realty, and the reason why is because I helped everybody else create wealth, purchase homes, and I said, well, I can start Richard Dean Realty, and I can sit there and have an option for a family. That was my original thought. So college is not for everybody. Yeah. God blessed me to get through college. Yeah. But I wanted to give an option to, you don't have to go to college. You can get in a real estate school and become an entrepreneur. Yeah. I didn't realize that it was an entrepreneur inside of me. God revealed it to me, and I still was being hard-headed. So I tell you, so I started Richard Dean Realty, and the brokerage, and I got my license for Kentucky, and then I ended up getting my license for Indiana. So I got a brokerage in Kentucky, and I'm recognized in Indiana too. So after I started Richard Dean Realty, I said, well, I need to create some generational wealth. And then I want to be able to be an example, so I'll walk the footsteps and show how to do that. So God does things. I'm going to give you this short story. It was on 2417 West Broadway, Louisville, Kentucky, 40211. was a building. And I was selling a house to a family friend, actually. And the guy that owned the house said, well, I was talking to him saying I started Richard Dean Realty. He said, well, I got something for you. I said, you got something for me? Well, what you have? Well, come meet me at 2417 West Broadway. I said, okay. So I went over there, and what had happened is that, what do you think about this being part of Richard Dean Realty? Well, I said, I don't know. No, I had to think about it. When my wife said, what are you doing? That's an opportunity. The other part of that is God is blessing me with that. So lo and behold, I own that building. So I purchased that building from him. I own the lot next to me. And there's some future things that's going to go on now that I own that. So I'm saying that to say that when God is in the mix, you never know what can happen. When you think something can't happen, that's when something do happen. So I received that, and moving on, then I started teaching others how to build wealth. So that's why Richard Dean Realty is right where it's at. And people walk down the street and say, hey, Richard Dean Realty. It was a kid, 8 years old, said, are you Richard Dean? I said, yes, I'm Richard Dean. You can own your own business. That's impactful. That's impactful. So that's what I did. And then here I am now. I teach anybody that listen, as far as real estate, I teach generational wealth through real estate. So now I have 3 agents. I'm looking to grow that, 20 agents for Kentucky as well as 20 agents for Indiana. So that is my future goal for Richard Dean Realty. And here I am now, blessed to talk with you, Lambo.
Wow. Richard, man, you have just went on ahead and shocked us. I'm still stuck at the ACT with a 9 score, man. I probably would have been right above you at a 4. I'd have got my name right. I'm telling you right now. They look like, hey, we got to give them some points for this.
You're something, right?
Yes. Hey, they get a little something. They got to do something. But to bounce back like that, Richard, man, even from adversity when things are aligned against you, brother, that's nothing but God, man, and putting the winner spirit inside of you, man.
Yes, most definitely. And I'm gonna share one more thing with you when we're talking about God. Here's how God tells you where you're supposed to be at. So I'm an engineer, right? And I'm doing real estate. I'm doing well with both. I'm making 6 figures with real estate. I'm making 6 figures, close to 6 figures as an engineer, doing pretty good. But God said, well, you're supposed to be doing something else. I always thought about, okay, I need to be full entrepreneur. So buy a couple of properties, get some residual income, create some generational wealth. And, so I was just pacing myself. Yeah. Well, it's nothing like being an entrepreneur, right? So what God did is say, okay, Richard, you're not moving fast enough for me. So in October 2007, last year, 2021, October 2021, my job as an engineer, they came to me and said, we are eliminating that position. It's not because of performance or anything. They just want to eliminate that position. That happened at 10 a.m., Lambo, 10 a.m. Why is it that at 5 p.m. I had a client come to me wanting 20 properties? That's God. That ain't nothing but. You just don't sit there and do that. God said, hey, you're not moving fast enough. So what you need to do is I'm going to help you. I'm going to move that barrier out of the way and enforce this upon you so you can move to another level. So God has my hand, and I believe that with all my heart that that's what happened, and that's what it is to this day.
Did you just say, y'all gotta catch this one time. I gotta sit here and hear this. You said, as an engineer, you were still functioning in your drive. Say, hey man, I went to school for engineering. And you also opened up your real estate. So you were doing both. You was in the tug of war, which there are a lot of people who are on this broadcast have been in the tug of war. Tug of war stuck between where they currently are and truly what God has truly designed for their life. You was in the tug of war with that. And God said, hey, You ain't making a decision and everything. I'm going to make it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you saying, God, shut the door at 10 o'clock in the morning on your engineering job.
Yes.
So you literally the whole thing was shut down. Hey, we letting you go. We're eliminating this. And by 5 p.m., you had over 20 clients lined up. Well,
I had one client wanting 20 properties. You might as well say 20 clients. You might as well say I had 20 clients. But I called my wife. I said, honey, they terminated my position. Well, the experience that I have, I can always be an engineer, right? So it wasn't that, it wasn't that bad. But the thing is that when God presented that opportunity of 20 properties, God said, no, you don't supposed to be working for somebody else. You're supposed to be working for yourself. So here's what I'm going to do. And that's what happened.
20 properties lined up. People prayed for, and this is just last year.
Last year.
Boy, right about now. Y'all on the leverage show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that means leverage up, because when God has it, there's nothing that's impossible. There is nothing impossible.
See,
and I'm a proven witness for that. So now, not only that I do real estate, I'm a real estate broker. Not only I have that as a leg, now I have my own property as a leg. I'm doing residual income from that, and I also do flips too. So I help people get into homes. Not only help them, me and my wife is pretty good at designing now. And so I have to give her that. She's a bad lady when it comes to designing. And what we do, we team up together and we get a flip going and design it. And it's nothing like anybody can have. You can look at a house at $600,000, and we can make that $600,000 house out of $300,000.
Wow.
You have a $300,000 house thinking you have a $600,000 house.
Well, that's what women do the best, man. First of all, shout out to the ladies out there, man, who's actually holding it down and that can do that. I know my wife can do that, because I guarantee you I ain't had a bone in my body to go ahead and fix nothing up like that. My wife be looking at me like, babe, what you think about this? That look good. That's the extent of my creativity when it comes to that. Yeah, that look good. It's clean.
Yeah.
Listen, that is the thing. People who have struggle being stuck within where they're at right now, knowing that, something more may be out there.
Right.
And they're frustrated with things. Now, I don't know if you had reached any adversity with the company besides the struggle of you actually wanting to leave. I don't know if there was ever something that was saying, hey, I'm supposed to be doing more than this. But what happens when God steps in and makes the decision for you? Then you going on ahead and stepping in, making a decision for yourself. I mean, one client with 20 properties within 8 hours, less than 8 hours?
That is exactly right. That is exactly right. And it blew my mind. But then that's when you got to recognize what God has for you. And then, opportunities happen once in a while. But when you have opportunities like that, it's just, it's like a staple. That's where you're supposed to be at, and that's where you're supposed to start growing from. So that's what happened. So now anybody that listens, I say I believe in God, and I help anybody that I can, as far as real estate, as far as building generational wealth. And my way is teaching through real estate generational wealth.
Oh, brother. Man, we are so glad. We so glad you came to bless this leverage show tonight. Golly. Just that alone, the first 25 minutes has set the tone for this broadcast, man. The Richard D. Listen, I'm excited because I'm intrigued to see what God has done in your life. And now you got to ask me something, because I'm curious. In that time frame of when that happened, and people need to understand this, did God speak to you in a dream, or has come to you in some sort of form or fashion to kind of like put something on your heart to let you know, like, hey, man, I'm tugging on you. You need to go ahead and make this move. Did he do anything like that, Richard? I want to know.
Life. He did it all through my life. He gave me elevation. He gave me leverage all through my life. And that's where I'm at today. In 2006, I woke up with real estate on my heart. Where did that come from? That That's God. And then, not only that, then, as far as he leveraged me to be an engineer, because that was a part of my life that helped me grow. Yeah. Then he said, well, this is where you really need to be at, but I had to prepare you. So with that prepare, he moved me into real estate. And now I'm doing full-time real estate. And now I'm blessing others in real estate. So I can help other people with jobs now. When I need construction, if I got to do some rehabbing, I look for people that, that doesn't necessarily have a chance. Yeah. And I try to give a chance. And if I can help them in any kind of way, that's what I do, because I know it's a blessing. So that's what I believe in. I don't believe, how some people, a lot of real estate agents look at money. Yeah. I don't look at money. What I look at is what I can do to help you. And if I can help you, then everything else will fall in place. So that's where I'm at with it.
I just do believe, Richard, and I must say this. You sound like you're a giver, man. And I love that because, somehow, man, God blesses the people, man, who are givers, man, like who got their heart right, their mind right, they fix right, And he makes opportunities happen like that, man, for some odd reason. Like you said, God has done this all your life. All your life he's leveraged you, you know. And I have some people, man, for the ones who are out there, they're saying, man, you know what? Well, what about me? Those ones, I'm just keeping it real. What about the ones who are out there saying, Richard, like, hey, what about me? Right. What do you tell those people, man, who are looking for God to go ahead and drop a miracle? Because I know some people who got let go and they still been let go and they still believe in God and everything, man, for the right path, and they're like, what do you say about those people, Richard? How do you go on ahead, man, and talk with those people out here?
Well, for those people out there, you have to take that step forward too. God's going to bless you. God's going to move you, and he'll put it on your heart. But you also have to take that initiative too. And in far as energy, I believe in energy. I believe in positive energy. So you surround yourself with positive energy. Like-minded people are better for that reason, and it moves you by itself. It sometimes just being in a different arena moves you to where you need to be at.
That's powerful.
So I've told people in the past, say, well, change your surroundings. I've changed my surroundings, and when I changed my surroundings, it moved into a different direction, a positive direction. And anything is possible. You just got to put your mind to it.
Come on, man. I that's what I want to hear, man. I love this right now, man, because look at this. Everybody comment saying, come on now, man. They showing love and everything, man. My guy Steve Wood said, just a regular dude that was determined, focused, and passionate, man.
Yes.
Dude, come on, man. I love this. PC Smith said, wow, look at God, man.
That's
you understand?
Right.
You understand? And it's about that. We got a good question. Tracy Husey asked a good question and everything, man. He said, what's the minimum score you need to qualify for a home purchase, and what is the DTI ratio needed?
Well, I would like to see my clients at a 640 minimal, but actually I can get you financing at a 580 or better, depending on what's on your credit. Some people without credit think, well, I can't get a house because I don't have no credit. That's not true. You got a cell phone bill, you got an LG&E bill, and I can use those things as a source of credit to get you approved to purchase a home. And that's the first part of generating wealth. Now, a lot of people, I have to say this though, when you purchase a home, a lot of people say, hey, that's promoting generational wealth. It is, but it's you got positive cash, you got positive income and got negative income, right? Buying a car depreciates, buying a house appreciates. So with that being said, you buy your first home, that's good. You create equity, that is great. But what you do with that equity, what do you do after you purchase that home? That's what you do determines your wealth and how you can pass it on to the next generation. And what I mean by that is that you buy your first home and then you got $30,000 in equity in your home for some reason for being there. And then next thing you know, hey, you buy the next home, use that equity and buy that next home. And then now you done created cash flow. You done created wealth. You're creating something that you can pass on at that point. And that's where I preach to people to get to, is buying a home is, yes, that's where you can be at. That's the first step. But to get true wealth, buy another house. Create that wealth. The house I grew up in, I own it to this day, and it's creating cash for me at this point. So I'm collecting $1,000 right now, mailbox money, and I'm sleeping.
Wow.
As an example. And that's what I mean by wealth.
You know, a lot of people don't who actually come with that, man. They come with the mentality of they won't be able to ever afford a house or ever get into a house, or, man, is that even possible, man? Do you believe that people who really, really, really may have bad credit scores or may be working a job and they're paying rent for all of these years, do you believe that those people can actually get into the house as well out here?
Absolutely. And that's a stereotype. You tell yourself, and that's what I mean by positive energy and negative energy. You surround yourself around like-minded people that wants to buy a home, for one. And then what next thing you know, well, I can get a home. I figure it out. Get your credit together. Talk to somebody like myself, Richard Dean. I'll put you on a path of creating, getting your credit up. But not only that, you need credit. You need credit no matter what. And I've told clients and say, even if I can get you approved at 580 or 600, I still preach improve your credit, because it'll be other things that you would like to have that, you can drive a car. One guy is driving the same car, paying $1,000 a month. You driving the same car with better credit at $500.
Yeah.
Same car.
Yeah.
Same car. But you paying $1,000, I'm paying $500. So I preach that. So I preach to everybody as far as credit. Credit is important, but that's not the determining factor.
Okay. Awesome. So, hey, for those who are out there, Mr. Dean is dropping some facts, man, about that. So, hey, you guys who are out there, man, feeling like you guys truly wanted to, get into your house, make sure you guys, either reach out to Rich Dean, reach out to somebody, that you possibly can find and get the ball rolling. Wherever you guys are at, get the ball rolling. I'm trying to tell you all this right now. You guys is much easier than what you think, right, Rich?
It is definitely easier. And I tell you something, you think about it. You renting a place, you spending $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Just say. Renting. When you can buy that same home and you paying $1,000, $800 to $1,100. Saving yourself $500 on something that's yours. Not only that, you can put it on taxes, and beneficial on taxes. And it's something that you can pass on to your kids too if you stay there 30 years and give your kids a 30-year leg up on where they at from ground zero. I'm a prime, and again, that's why I said the nugget of I still own the house that I grew up in.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, some of y'all probably about to go out there and go buy y'all old houses, man, after watching this broadcast. You understand?
buy the houses, buy them. And if you have any questions on how to buy them, there are so many ways that you can purchase a home. It's unbelievable, and you don't even think it. You have resources right up under your fingers that you don't even know or you never thought about. And I get one resource is maybe you got a 401k. You never thought that you can do anything with a 401k. Well, you can. It's two ways. One is that you can buy a home and go to your 401k and ask for down payment. And all you got to do is show your contract that you're buying a home, and they'll give you the money for it. That's one way. But here's another way to do some investing. Take part of your 401k that you've been working 20 years, 30 years, right? Take part of that 401k and put it in an individual 401k where you have control over it, right? So then once you have control over it, that means you can go and purchase. So go buy yourself an investment property, fix it up, squeeze the money back out of it by going to refinance it, put it back in your individual IRA, and you got 1 year that the taxes won't hit you, and you done created some wealth right there. And it's that simple.
Dropping game, bars. Do you understand? I was talking with my guy, man. Shout out to my guy, Stack Steve Woods, this weekend. And I never knew how easy it was to be able to go get your 401k, roll it out of that by just a couple of pieces of paper, man. And I was blown away. And you have access to what you're talking about, Richard, man.
That's right.
To your 401k. Blown away at how easy it was. So what Richard Dean is talking about, you guys, pay attention to that. That's a lot of game out there for those who are just looking at their 401ks and they're working and not knowing how they can leverage that 401k policy.
Right. You working 30 years, 40 years at a place, and a lot of people take pride in working, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you want to create generational wealth for your kids and you're looking at ways to improve the quality of life, you have access to that 401k and you can create something really good and you don't even know it.
Man, see, now, man. Man, Richard, you're dropping heat on here, man. I don't know why. I got to get to these comments, and we got way more questions. So I'm trying to, man. I am. Mother-in-law, Prophetess Williams say, God is good, man.
Yes,
talking about your testimony. Come on now. Could you expound on Mother Williams in it? I just want everybody to know. Expound on how you met Mother Williams and what Mother Williams went on ahead and spoke into your life.
Spiritually, Mother Williams is the first person that ever came to me that inspired me. Her son, David Williams, is a great friend of mine. And we went to Cleveland and I met Mother Williams. And Mother Williams talked to me and dropped so much game on me. I was blown away. And it was spiritual. And she said, this is not where you're going to be at. God has a plan for you. I'm looking at her like, okay. Even at the time, I had a young lady in my life, and she said, that's not the lady for you. I'm like, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, oh, wow, what? David, your mama, she's spiritual, and she's uplifting, and God done spoke through her to talk to me. And that's a fact. That is a fact. And Mother Williams, it's no words to explain you. No words.
Man, I can honestly say Mother Williams is one of a kind, man. Yes. Shout out to you, Mother Williams, man, because that's, do you know, and so Mother Williams, make sure and everything you get your chicken ready when you go to Kentucky, because Richard going to have some chicken waiting on you too now.
Well, if we got to go to KFC, we're going to KFC.
We going to KFC? Hey, you already know, man. We're going to get some KFC, man, with Mother Williams, man. Shout out to Mother Williams, man. And that's the prime example of what Richard was talking about earlier. Making sure your circle is right and getting by those, man, who are actually hearing and everything, the positivity and some things and speaking some things. And definitely hearing from God, man, makes a huge, big difference in your life, man. Again, most people regret the mistakes that they make. And I'm going to drop a bar saying this. Most people regret the mistakes that they make, not knowing that they're making a mistake because there's nobody there to tell them you're getting ready to make a mistake.
Right.
You're getting ready to point yourself in a bad direction. That's not right. And they have to live with that regret over and over and over again, throughout their life because they made a decision because somebody was either A, scared and everything not to speak up to make it, or B, they ignored what was already being said in the writing on the wall. I love what Tracy said. Wow, God forces us out of our comfort zone. Shout out to you. Come on now. God definitely forced you out of your comfort zone with that. PC Smith said, and definitely shout out to the big homie, my big sis, PC Smith. She's definitely worked in the mortgage industry for years. Seems like she's dropping game on here. Most lenders want to see at least a 620 credit score, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, PC Smith.
Hey, she in there dropping bars, man. My guy Steve-O said, wow. showing love and everything, man. PC Smith say you want to keep your DTI below 43%. Is that myth or fact, Richard Dean? Talk to me.
That is a fact. The lower your DTI, the higher quality of a home that you can qualify for. The higher your DTI, the less, or you may not be qualified because your debt to income is so high.
Yeah. Yeah, she's dropping it. She said keep it a good range between 25 to 35. DTI is a good range. Yeah. You know, she's going to always drop balls to the show, man. Definitely.
That's right.
LA Law says, how did you fix and flip? How did your fix and flip journey start? It's a good question, Richard Dean.
Again, I woke up one morning and said, I'm going to do a flip. I was doing it for my clients. I ended up, I had a few investors and they said, and they were out of town and they wanted some homes in Louisville because the Louisville market is a pretty good market far as buy and hold as well as selling right now. So they said, well, can you manage? I told them, well, I can manage it because I have a property management company too.
Okay.
Me and another gentleman. And basically I said, yes, I can do it. So they funded the deal and I looked over it. I told them I'd do a percentage of whatever the cost is. And basically I did the flip for them. And that's how it started. So I said, well, again, I'm like, dang, I'm doing it for everybody else. Well, let me do it for myself.
Yeah.
So then I started looking at my resources. So again, surrounding yourself with like-minded people is key too. It opened my mind up and my eyes to look at different sources of revenue. I always have, but flipping wasn't one of them. Well, flipping is one of them now. So,
wow.
So now I'm looking at flipping and now I flip and it ain't nothing like getting a $60,000, $100,000 check.
from flipping property. And you know, I see the big myth. I hear the big myth from a lot of other people who say, man, there ain't no big money in flipping no more. There ain't no more money in flipping. What do you say about that, Mr. Dean? Talk to him.
Wrong. I tell you, it's a couple of ways of looking at it. You can do fix and flips to create cash flow, right? Mm-hmm. And then once you get so much cash flow, then you can buy one right out and then you start renting it. The name of the game is buy and hold and create cash flow. And that's how you generate wealth. So what I do is that I flip the money that I receive. I go buy others and flip, and then I buy one free and clear. Is how I do it. And then I rent it out, $1,100, $1,200 a month, a triplex, whatever it is, a fourplex. I tell my young people out there, if you young, please start looking at buying a home early. And when I say that, I'm looking at a duplex or a fourplex because you buy yourself now. You don't have no family, you don't have anybody. But you can create some wealth by buying a duplex or a fourplex for your first purchase versus a home. Then you be living for free. That's like living with your parents at that point.
Yeah. I literally, man, I feel you 100%. I had a gentleman, me and shout out to my sis Leslie, man. She was on a broadcast a couple of weeks ago, man, doing the health insurance. And we're talking about a gentleman earlier today that the gentleman wind up, I think that he had a property and he was in California or something like that. He literally owned a property, and the properties in California, you know, are expensive, right?
Right.
And she said, yeah, Drew, he has a duplex. And the duplex that he has, he's actually renting out the duplex enough to cover the entire rent for both sides, give or take with like $200. And I said, really? She said, yeah, Andrew, he's making like almost like $4,000 a month off of a duplex on his side. So that goes to show you that what Mr. Dean is talking about is hey, it's like almost like living with your family, but think about the income streams you're getting from that. Hey, by the time you gather if you're in a fourplex or duplex or whatever, you gather a few streams together. Now somebody's rent's free, and you probably got a little extra in the bank afterwards, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So that's what I like to preach to the young people, is that right there. That's something that no one never said to me because nobody introduced that to me. So I try to teach that to all the young people out there, so they know to try to generate wealth at a young age and it benefit them later on in life.
I like that, man. But shout out to Richard Dean, man, dropping bars on y'all today, man. I told y'all he was coming with some great heat, man. LA Law say, man, good info, PC Smith. Appreciate it. My guys say Tracy Hughesy, man. Thank you, PC Smith. She out there, man, killing it back door, as you see, man. She holding it down for you, Richard. She holding it down. She let you go do your thing, man. She holding it down. PC Smith say, you're welcome, Leverage family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, Steve Wood say service to many leads to greatness. What do you say about that, Richard?
Service leads to greatness. That is correct. I go over and beyond. So at any time that I have a client, I bought a box truck just so, and when I find a client and they move into their new home, and one of the gifts I give is I offer my box truck to you to move.
Wow. Wow.
And I'm driving the box truck and I help you move if I need to.
Yeah.
So I always go over and beyond for my clients because it's no greater appreciation to see a smile on a person's face when they buy their first home.
Yeah.
It's a sense of achievement for them. And it's also a sense of achievement for myself because I help you get there. And that means a lot. So I'm there for you 100%.
Yeah. Richard Dean ain't playing. He said, I got the box truck to help you move. Don't worry about it. I'm going to sell it and keep you going. Hey, shout out to you, Cutie Potato for Life. Say, very good testimony. God is so good. Amen. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. PC Smith said you can use a non-traditional credit, but make sure you're current on your light bill and your cell phone bill. Now,
that is exactly right, PC Smith. That's what I'm talking about. People that think they don't have no credit, I can't buy a house. PC Smith just said it again. Non-traditional credit, LG&E bill, phone bill is a source of establishing credit for you to get you approved. Yes, ma'am. Oh, sir.
Who's ever out there at that point, right? Yeah, who's ever out there at that point, man. You know, we are thankful for that. That's for sure, man. My guy and everything, Tracy, you just say, thank you, Mr. Dean. showing love, man, to the fam. Stephen Wood said there was a man that had a rock pile and turned it into a beautiful garden. Guy walks up and says, look at God. The man replied, you should have seen it when God had it by himself. God put the work in. I like that, man. I like that.
Yes.
So God did put that work in, man. You got it right. Tracy, you just say you got my wheels turning, man. He's talking about, you think about some plays, 401ks, and some of these other great things that you're speaking on. You're speaking on a lot of great facts and nuggets out here, man, Richard Dean. You know, I literally I can't go ahead, man, and thank you so much because of that sharing that. Most people, man, who never knew that they were out here to share like this, but you're sharing some great nuggets, dude. I'm telling you this right now. My little bro say, big bro, much love to you, bro, man. Thank you. This is Miss Williams' son. So he's showing some love, man, to you, man. That's David's brother as well. Showing love to you and everything, man, on a broadcast. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My guy Steve Wood say nuggets. You know what the time it is, man, out here. Kevin Williams. So they got to stop the broadcast right here at this point, man. Kevin Williams and everything. You already know. You see that last name Williams, you know it's bringing bells, brother. Kevin Williams was my uncle, and his wife Sheila was my aunt, who actually came in town for Denver over this weekend and surprised us. So truly, shout out to them for literally come on ahead and blessing us. We had a great time. And he said, I'm going to tune into the broadcast to see Richard Dean tonight to make sure, man, that he's learned some of these great nuggets out here. I didn't know he watched a show like that. But shout out to you and everything, man. Oh, man, for watching the show and doing what you're doing and come and support my guy, Richard Dean, tonight, all right? My guy Steve Wood says facts, man. Thank you, man. I got it. LA Law says, how do you feel about wholesaling? Or is it best to get your real estate license? A good question, Richard.
Ooh, that is a great question. Wholesaling it has become a big thing for a lot of industry, and a lot of people's making a lot of money on it. I'm not an opponent of wholesaling because by being a real estate agent, I have ethics. So that means I'm looking at the best interest of the client, not so much as what the deal is. I have to make sure that I'm not taking advantage of the client. In wholesaling, you can bend the rules a little bit. In wholesaling, you don't have no consequences at that point. But as a real estate agent, you do. Now, I understand, like in Illinois, what they've done, which I think is a great idea, is that they said, okay, you can do one wholesale deal, but anything more than that, you have to get your real estate license to be able to do that. I think that's an excellent idea. And eventually, I believe that's going to go across the board because there's no way that the government going to let people make money like that and they're not getting a piece of that. So that's so with that being said, I'm not necessarily key on wholesaling because I'm a real estate broker. I want everybody that has they did their blood, sweat, and tears. Like I said, when I first got my license as a real estate agent, I took that thing 6 times.
Yeah.
So I took it 6 times, and if somebody can come in and do the same thing and get paid and potentially get paid more money, eventually it's going to catch up.
Yeah. And that's what I like. I love you guys are hearing it from the expert himself out here, Richard Dean. You're hearing it out of the goat's mouth himself, man. So you might as well go on ahead, man, and take heed to what he's saying and stuff like that. I'm telling you this right now. Man, we got all these questions and comments. I love y'all. Thank y'all for showing out to the Leverage Show. I told y'all, Richard Dean, they're coming. LA Law say, wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Shout out to you, LA Law. Giving out some wonderful love to my guy, Richard Dean, who's actually making some head spin. My uncle says, man, nephew, I need his video. I told you, we're going to drop the video. So whatever video and all of this knowledge that Richard Dean got, I'm trying to tell you right now, he's coming and everything for you, man. So definitely, we're going to give you that video. Matter of fact, I took a picture earlier of my uncle, and I had to sit in his seat to find out what it felt like to be a millionaire. I had to sit in the seat that he was in my truck. I went sat in the seat, and I had my wife take the picture and send it to him and everything. Because I want to feel showing love. Hey, let's see where we at, man. Oh, man. Let's see where we are at. My guy, Steve Woods and everything, man. In the bed, hacking up laughing and stuff like that, man. Showing love with his laughing emojis. I know you is laughing. PC Smith say, ma'am, LOL. My guy, Kevin Williams say, man, spit knowledge, doing what he's doing. I love that on. Yeah, he is. He's spitting some serious knowledge on here. My guy, Z, what's up, Z? Man, long time. Thank you and everything, man. Coming on to the show, man. Showing love, man, for real. And, my uncle says, love it. You love it. Thank you, Unc, man. I'm going to call you tomorrow, nephew. Yes, please call me. And Z asks me, Airbnb, what do you think about that?
Short-term rental is a profitable business. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina right now, and everything that's close to downtown is getting torn down, putting high rises in, and they are Airbnb everything. So I'm going to say that if you have opportunity to get into Airbnb, there is an opportunity there. But you got to look beyond Airbnb. So you got to look at what's the next thing going instead of Airbnb. Right now, it's kind of a hot topic, and everyone is doing it. But there's money to be made in short-term rental, and that's another stream of revenue, another leg. So Airbnb, matter of fact, me and my wife are going to get an Airbnb in Charlotte because the opportunity is there. Seize that opportunity.
So y'all are saying seize the opportunity in Airbnb. You think so? You're a go for it. Let me know.
I'm going to go for it. I go for it myself. Me and my wife was talking about it yesterday. As far as right now.
Wow. Y'all hearing it. For those and everything, man, who need to know, I did write an Airbnb guide. I will make sure it's free. I will make sure I give it to you guys. I give you the information. I send it to you guys, man, free of charge, man, if you guys want to know about the Airbnb game. And I'm telling you here, you're hearing out of Richard Dean's mouth himself, man. Y'all go for it. Anything involving real estate look like Richard Dean is for it. LA Law says, thank you.
I tell you, it's not much in real estate that I don't dip my fingers into. If it's residential, commercial, it doesn't matter. Short-term rental, long-term rentals, property management. I pretty much do it all. So if you have any questions out there, any listeners out there, if you have any questions, please give me a call. If I don't have the answer, I will get the answer for you. I don't care what state it is.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I keep that in tune because I actually got a good question. I got a really good question before we get into some of these other questions on here. You know, we talked about there are people who have equity in their home, Richard Dean, and they've had some equity for some time. Is there a way to move the equity out of the home and move it into a policy, like a whole life policy? Do you know anything about that, Richard Dean?
Well, I can tell you that, yes, there is a way of doing that. But I can tell you that you can just squeeze the equity out and then have control over the money. And then you can do your policies. You can do your investments. You can do whatever you would like to do with that equity. The one thing that you do not want to do is just have the equity and say, "Ooh, I got $100,000 in equity," and don't do nothing with it. You got to make money. You got to draw some interest out of there somewhere. If a person, even if it's a stock, a bond, or something, to yield some money off of what you have. Don't never let no money sit. The best thing to do is make it move.
Yeah, make it move, man. Now hold on. Let me. I got another good question because I had a client. He couldn't go on ahead and get a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, because his scores had dropped. Right. And he had over something substantial, like almost $900,000 in equity in his house.
Yes.
How would he go on ahead and get a hold of that if he can't get approved for a HELOC loan or nothing like that? How can he squeeze that without refinancing? Because I heard that would be the worst thing to be able to refinance on $900,000 of equity.
Right. You don't want to refinance, and it's multiple ways. There are private lenders out there that can loan you the money. Now, the interest rates is a little bit higher, but at the same time, if you're going to do something with your money, then your yield on return is there. And what I mean by that, I'll give you a quick example. I had a home that had $900,000 in equity. I go to a hard money lender and say, "Hey, I want to buy a couple of properties. I want to buy a fourplex. It costs $400,000 for that property. Can you help me do that?" Private lender said, "Well, what do you have?" Well, they look at leverage. Leveraging up now, Lambo.
Hey.
So that leverage is at $900,000 that you have sitting there. And you can use that to start building wealth and still tap into the resources. And then start a business credit line and then build your business credit. And then you off to the races all over again.
Mic drop, Richard Dean. Mic drop after that, man. Do you guys just hear? Now, I know what he's saying. He just said you can go to a hard money lender that will actually approve that loan for an equity on the backside. That's a private lender. And they will approve that. That right there in its whole entirety will go ahead and leverage you guys up for those who don't have the right credit but do have equity and want to go ahead and start creating generational wealth. Bars dropping by Mr. Dean tonight in the building, man. Golly, man. You're smoking out here, man. Tracy Hugie say, "Lambo, I need Mother Williams to give me a word." Hey, Pastor Tracy, you don't worry about that. I'll make sure, man, that we put Mother Williams and everything in contact with you. I got you covered, man. My guy Z says, man, send it. Thanks for the knowledge, man. Man, come on, man. Richard Dean is here, man, to show you whatever you can. Tracy, you just say thank you, Bo. I'm trying to tell you this right now. This is a lot of information for those who are looking, who are either have a property or looking to get into properties and may not know what to do with the equity. Don't know, should we go Airbnb? Should we not go Airbnb? What should we do with this? Like, generational wealth sparks a conversation, Richard Dean. Like, it sparks something. You gave a lot of knowledge with that 401k play. And I'm trying to tell you this right now, that a lot of people don't know to be able to go to their 401k policy and take that money from the 401k policy by saying, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to purchase a house. Most people don't know how to do that.
Right.
That right there is a bar. Now just saying, taking that and then leveraging that back, dude, that is amazing, man. For real. My guy, Michael Flowers, man, is in the building. This is amazing, man. Shout out to you, Michael Flowers. I see you in the building, man. He went ahead and tapped in on the Leverage Show tonight, man. So thank you, Flowers. Tapping in all the way from Minnesota, Chi-Town's finest out there in the building. Listen, I truly really want to go ahead, man, and get some more of these questions, because we got all these questions that we still haven't asked. And you guys been asking some great questions. And Richard is definitely in the building, man. So we really want to get into this. Listen, Richard, I really want to know, what has been one of the greatest blessings that you have seen while working in your field?
The greatest blessings is talking to an individual that believe that they cannot get a home. And then after teaming up with me, I showed them how they can get a home, and they get a home. That's it right there. That's it, and that's all. Mm-hmm. That's the greatest. It's no better feeling than knowing that you helped somebody achieve something that they felt like they couldn't do.
Dude, I think that we have a lot of people, man, who are in that state, wishing that they can go ahead and achieve home ownership and be able to get ahead and start creating generational wealth. I do believe that, man, wholeheartedly. So I thank you, man, for you sharing that, man. All right, now you got to let me know, how does it feel when you do help someone get their first home? You got to let me know that, man. What's that feeling? I know you said that you done went and put a box truck and got a box truck together, took the box truck and moved the box truck in to help them move. You say, man, Drew, I'll ride the box truck. I'll get the box truck in there and help them move, man. You got to let me know, man. What's that feeling feel like, man?
It's unexplainable. It really is. It's a blessing for me to be in a position to be able to help others. And then the sense of achievement of helping others, it's no words for that. Sometimes, people come up with, put certain words together, make it sound good. But in some cases, nothing can explain the way I feel when I help somebody.
Bars right there, y'all. Y'all done heard it out of the man's mouth himself. He say, look, you don't even understand and everything what's going on, man, with this. Now, now this is a hot question right here, man. And I know that you deal in everything, man, in this arena. But you got to let me know, man, what are some of the challenges you faced while being in this real estate arena? I had one time, me and my wife, and this is a true story, we're purchasing a property back in Minnesota. And we remember the realtor, man, walking into properties. And as we're walking into properties, I remember the realtor that we had, the gentleman, shout out to my guy, Mark. He was actually from Russia or Yugoslavia, one or the other. And I remember him saying, he said, Drew, we're going to be able to get into this house because of me. And I said, well, man, really? I said, that's what's up and stuff like that, man. He said, no, you don't understand. He said, trust me, we're going to be able to get into this house because of me. And I didn't catch it, what he was saying at the time, because I'm like, well, yeah, dude, you're the realtor. What are you talking about? We're getting into the house and everything becomes me. And he said, no, he said, in this industry, he said, I hate to say it, but sometimes, African-American and other cultures are blackballed. and they don't have access where some of the people who look like my type of skin have. And he said, Drew, I'm not even from here in the United States, but because of that, it allows me to get in there. What are some of the challenges that you have faced, man? Then I would love to hear that. Coming in real estate. I know you probably got stories for days, if anything.
Yes, I do. I have stories, but it comes in when you have to show your worth. To be honest, and what I mean by that, I give you a short story. I had a client looking at a multi-million-dollar home, and the real estate agents in that area knows everything about real estate. You know, the other realtors that's in that area. Well, who's this Richard Dean coming here? Who is he? How is he going to come in here and try to sell a $4 or $5 million home?
Yeah.
Well, this is Richard Dean, and I'm qualified, and I can dance around you, but I have to show what I know. So that's one of the challenges is breaking that barrier. But you have to break that barrier by showing your worth and demanding your respect in certain situations, and understand that if there is something that's not right, say something about it.
Yeah.
Don't be quiet. Don't let them get away with it, because they'll keep doing that. So if somebody has done that and I break that barrier, I'm breaking that barrier for everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it was very, very weird. And I shout out to my guy, Jamal Titus is in the building. He said redlining is real.
It is. Absolutely. Now they're trying to change that now. And here it is. Every major city you come to, where is the hood at? Around the city.
Yes.
Downtown.
Yes.
So now the downtown, all the downtowns in every city that I know of is putting infrastructure in, right? They growing. So guess what? The downtown quote unquote hood is moving out, and that's where the Airbnbs, that's where these new facilities and infrastructure things is going on, because really that redlining, like you said, redlining is real. So it's getting removed now because it's opportunity to make money.
Well, man, look, redlining is real, man. But you know what, man? We got the greater one that rules with us, man, and favors us, man, that we know his favor is even more realer, brother. So we're thankful for even seeing what they're actually doing, but try to capitalize on that. You know, you guys don't run away from that. Get into some of that, man, with those projects that are actually coming around in the inner city. If you guys can get a hand like with Richard Dean on that.
And another simple example of that is when you buy property in areas, fix those properties, and then those properties are worth $300,000, and then you have an appraiser come in trying to say it's $100,000. Well, the way that you get around that, here's a lesson. Here's the way to get around that. You have investors, right? You take an area and you just develop that area. Once you develop that area, you have comps. Because what they do is say they don't have no comps, right? And that's how the redlining started. No comps. It's 100,000. There's nothing around here. Well, and you have to go outside of your radius to try to find something that's close to it. Well, you have developers that comes in and they sit there and buy multiple houses in a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 radius of the central location to increase that area. And that's how those homes that used to be 30,000 or 100,000, now they worth 300 to 400, 500,000, because they done got investors to put little pocket homes in there to create comps.
Wow.
Once you learn how they do it, then that's how you can beat the system.
See, that's game right there. He's dropping bars, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. You know, my guy Jamal Titus says, do you do anything with opportunity zones, Richard?
I have done some opportunity zoning. Exactly, my office is at 2417 West Broadway. It's in an opportunity zone in
Mm.
Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm doing some opportunity aspects there.
Okay, wow, man, yeah, as you guys see, man, I mean, Rich is that real deal, man. He's coming with it. Now, there's a spot, man. Did you say off Broadway? Is that what you said?
I'm directly on Broadway.
So, I'm gonna say this right now. I've been to Louisville, man. That's been my spot, man. We done came there so many times. There's this place, man, called King's Chicken. They can still got Kings out there, man.
King's Chicken is still alive.
Man, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. How far you is from Kings, man? I want to know, man.
Well, when you come to Louisville, we're going to Kings.
We're going to Kings, man. I'm trying to tell you. I would drive when I used to live in Columbus. I would drive from Columbus to Louisville, man, for King's Chicken, and we'd go driving around. And my wife said, "We came all the way out here for King's Chicken." Look, my wife just asked the question: Is King's is still there?
2 locations.
2 locations, bro.
2 locations.
Bro, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. Them That's chicken wings from King's. Oh my goodness, boy. Y'all better shut up, boy. King's was the only one I know. Look, my wife is saying that was some good stuff. She know I would go into King's and we would light it up because they had the buffet style type stuff, man, in there behind the glass. And I'd be like, hey, I want that. The greens was good. And greens is tough in a lot of cities to get by. That's good. King's Greens had some greens, man, that was good. The bomb in Louisville. So for those and everything, man, you ever travel in Louisville, you got to go to King's, boy. King's will get you right, boy. King's will get you all the way together, man. All right, man. Rich, let you know, man. What are your future goals? What are your future goals for the future?
The future goal for me is to grow my real estate agency. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. I want to grow Richard Dean Realty, grow agents, and be the best at what I do.
Wow. And so Richard Dean Realty also consists of also not just teaching and everything and having agents out there in the field, but also teaching people how to create generational wealth streams.
That's exactly right. That's the foundation of Richard Dean Realty. We have multiple sayings at Richard Dean Realty. And one of them is teach them young what we learn late.
Wow. Bars drop, man. That y'all don't even know how big that is. Bars drop right there. Well, man, yes, I love that, man. Yeah, teach them early, man.
Yes.
Well, we want to teach them early and early as possible. That is for sure, man. Well, let me know, man. Is there any regrets in life that you wish you would have took advantage of, Richard?
Started earlier.
Hey! Started earlier, man. You know what? And that is the key, man. But for those and everything, man, who are out there right now, man, is it too late for them to start growing generational wealth, man?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Most millionaires don't start until they're in their 60s anyway.
In their 60s?
In their 60s.
So you mean to tell me some people got another 20, 30 years who may be watching a broadcast before they go ahead and hit their first M?
There you go.
Wow. And real estate is let me say something to you because I love real estate. Real estate is the most foundational and constructional way that solidifies you as a millionaire. I promise you that, where you will be gaining not just wealth, but you're gaining wealth long term that you can actually flip over. And I'm telling you, that wealth is amazing, man. The endless possibilities you can get. Endless possibilities. Endless possibilities. I'm trying to tell you this right now. Look, my wife said, Tracy Hugie says, tearing down projects in all public housing. That's something good right there, man.
That's going on in every major city. That statement right there is going on in every major city.
Yeah.
Yeah, the infrastructure of the cities as they grow, they realize, they grow in that aspect. So that's where all the wealth is. So I tell my people down in downtown of Louisville, don't move, keep your house.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude.
Don't move, keep your house.
Dude, you are 100% correct on that, man.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't move, keep your house, man. I've honestly said this, and this is the God honest truth. I came up in New Orleans, everybody who know that, man. Born and raised in New Orleans, man, and I cut hair. I used to have a barbershop across from the Magnolia Projects, right? Corner of Louisiana and Magnolia Street, man. So I cut out there, Mr. Broomfield shop, man, for some time, and everybody knew that. That place, when Katrina happened, it was nothing but projects. Some of your greatest rappers and everybody else, man, came from there, man. You understand? So you look at that and people remember that. That place right now today is nothing but beautiful condos and everything else. They tore all that stuff down. And they got people walking dogs, I'm talking about, of a different fair complexion from what I came up seeing and everything, man. I came up remembering I cut behind a bulletproof glass. Like literally, I'm cutting hair behind a bulletproof glass. We had to buzz you to get into the shop. I'm talking about when I'm saying the project's right across the street, you walked out of the shop and went across the street. You're already in the projects already, man, already facing you. We've seen more shootouts and everything else happen, man, than you can, even the law can allow. But I always said, if something was to happen and they ran on ahead and redid this, it would just drive the value up. And you know what those places right now are going for? Insane prices, man. Insane prices right now.
Exactly. And that's why I tell anybody that listens, hold your home if it's down, in a development area like that, because you holding on to a nugget and you don't know it.
Yeah. So for those and everything, man, who out there, man, go on ahead, man, and hold on to it. We got to get through these comments. These comments are still rolling, man. All right, my wife said I was pregnant and we was taking a trip to get some chicken. We sure was, man. I was not playing, man. I was making some chicken moves, man, out there. My guy, Michael Flowers, say, boom. He hit you with the boom. You already know, man, you're in the room, man. My guy, Z, say, doing a walkthrough on a house tomorrow. Let him know some good things that he can possibly look for him going on ahead and probably purchase.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so you're doing a walkthrough tomorrow. Is this your first home that you're looking at, or is it where you done purchased it and, well, not purchased it, you have a contract on it and you're doing a walkthrough before you purchase?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me know, Z, man, if you're still here, man, if that's the first home or whatever, man, that you're doing, because we would like to know that. Definitely on that. My guy Tracy, you just say, "Comp creator, man, Lambo show. Your show is fire. I learned so much, man. Thank you, Tracy." Well, with Richard Dean on here, it's a lot more easier to go in here and to learn and speak. He's the one speaking it. We just having a conversation. And Richard Dean is dropping these nuggets on the Lambo show, bro. So thank you. My guy Mike Flowers said, "Is it a good time to buy?"
It's always a good time to buy. You just got to know what you're buying.
Okay. All right. Well, he's saying that. You already know. My guy Z say sellers or buyers market.
Well, it was more of a seller's market, but in the industry in Louisville, at least, it's starting to level out, and it's more houses on the market now than what it used to be. So it's a split between sellers and buyers. I mean, I was selling houses in an hour at one time. Now they're on the market a little bit longer now. So it's starting to do a transition, but it hasn't softened up really. It's still a good market to buy and a market to sell.
Okay. Good to hear. Because everybody has those speculations, Richard, that, oh man, it's getting ready to have a recession and the market is getting ready to crash and real estate's getting ready to crash. What are your thoughts about that?
When I tell you, this is what I think. When I got in the market in 2006, what was 2007? It was a crash, right?
Going into 2000, 2007, 2008 crash. Yes, sir.
I was selling homes between 80 to 180,000 and didn't even know it was a crash.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Now, the more expensive homes, let's say, 500, 600,000, those homes softened.
Yeah.
They did. But 80 to 180,000, they always move. And now it's been a shift. So now instead of 80 to 180, it's anywhere between 140 to about 250 now.
Okay. Okay. Hey, so you already know, man. Make sure y'all got y'all bread up, man, out there. My guy is Sidro saying, hello, everyone, man. What's up, Issa, man? My guy and everything, man, in the building, man. Shout out to what Issa's doing, man. He's also in the real estate. He's actually in Utah, Richard. So definitely, I know he was going to definitely tap into you. He's looking to grow his real estate as well. So why not go ahead and learn from one of the best, man, out here, Richard Dean, right? Come on now.
Yeah.
My guy, Mike Flowers say, man, buyer's market. He already saying it's a buyer's market rather than a seller's market at this point. My baby said that area has totally changed. Yes, it has. It has definitely totally changed. And they're doing that, man, each and every single day. You guys seeing different stuff happen. So I'm for real. It's beautiful, man. Tracy, you just say, Lambo, your next YouTube channel should be on Where the Chicken and Rib Spots in America are. You know that is me. And for those who know, you know I'm going to eat good. I'm going to have me some good food. I did the rib challenge when I came back from Ohio over Labor Day weekend. We stopped in Kansas City and got down in St. Louis. And then we went to Kansas City after that. And I'm telling you what, we went to so many different spots, man. And we went on ahead and crowned some winners out there. So you know what? Shout out to you. If you're in St. Louis, go to Pappy's. Pappy's was the bomb. And if you are in Kansas City, definitely go to Gates Barbecue, man. And Arthur Bryant's was good too. So shout out to you. Now the Salt and Smoke in St. Louis was the bomb too. So Salt and Smoke, man, shout out to you guys and everything, man, for that. So yeah, my wife's laughing at Tracy. Yeah, Tracy is the comedian. We've seen him with singing with his wig on. We're gonna leave that alone about bad credit. So yeah, Tracy is a fool. We love Tracy, man. Thank you, Tracy, for the show. My guy Mike Flowers say, hey, Miss Johnson, many blessings, man. Shout back out to you, Mr. Flowers, man. You and Meek, man. Shout out to you guys, Flowers family. Blessings on y'all. PC Smith is laughing because she already know I'm gonna eat good, man. For any chicken and fish spot, man, around here or real spot, I got it. My guy Z answered and responded, first home. It's his first home. What are some of the good things he can look for in his first home, Rich?
Well, some of the good things that you can look for. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my something happened to my laptop, but
okay.
Anyway, one of the things that you can look for is make sure that all your mechanicals are up to date and you have warranties on your mechanicals. Like water heater, make sure it has a sticker on it saying when it was installed and see how old they are and see the life expectancy of a water heater. You don't want to go over 10 years. If it's over 10 years, then ask them to replace it. It won't hurt. Even though it's functional, just ask them. Look at your mechanicals, your HVAC, look at the roof, see how old the roof is. Some of the other things is when you walk in a home. Hello?
Yeah, we're right here. Yeah.
Okay. And some of the other things is when you walk in a home, you can look up in the ceiling and see if there's any wet spots, anything like that. And it'll show evidence of, maybe a roof leak, or it could be or the roof might have been replaced, but they never fixed the ceiling, and you have evidence of a leak there. If it has a basement, you want to look in the corners and things of that nature to make sure there's no water leaks and things of that nature. Them are some of the main things that you want to look at: your mechanicals, your roof, and make sure anything like that is not. All those are major things, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, what you got?
That's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, Zeke, if you're going in there, feel free to contact me. And let me know how that goes, and I'll tell you what I think anyway. So. I'll offer that.
Awesome. I will make sure we leave your number, Richard Dean, man, your information, whatever you need to do to contact you, man, before he actually gets into that, man. That way he's not walking into anything blind, you know? All right, my guy Mike Flowers says, so is it better? For an investment property before your home? That's a good question.
Yes, by buying a duplex or a fourplex. Multi-family. Now, if you have a family, it could be a little bit different. If you have a family, you got wife and kids, then buy a home and then, look into, investment property because you got to make sure you have enough room for the family. But if you, it's just you and your wife possibly, then look into investment property because that's where it's at, is creating that wealth. And multifamily is how you create that wealth.
Yeah. And this is a good question. Good thing that Mike asked that question. What about somebody, man, who may be faced with challenges on their credit, like somebody who might have went through a bankruptcy? Like, what are maybe the qualifications for that if somebody wanted to purchase a property? Like, if they're coming out of 7 or Chapter 13, is there anything like that that possibly could hinder them from purchasing a property?
Well, if you do a Chapter 7, basically, you have 2 years that you cannot purchase a home. But after 2 years, you can purchase a home just like anybody else. So, and then if you do I believe a Chapter 13, where you paying the money back, after a year, you actually could go and buy a home after that. It's just open your mind. Yeah.
So after the year that the 13 is discharged, or after the year while you're still in the 13?
No, it has to be discharged. So whatever your discharge date is, that's when you can do that.
So a 13?
No, 13.
This is a good top question because a 13, you can purchase a property a year after it's been discharged?
Yes, you can.
And a 7, you have to wait 2 years.
That's correct.
That is,
and then you look into reestablishing credit. Now, here's a key thing though. A lot of people say when they do a Chapter 7, how do they reestablish credit, right? Well, do not go buy a car. That is not. A lot of people say buy a car to reestablish credit. Well, it goes back to what P.C. Smith says, debt to income ratio. You don't want to do that. The best thing to do is buy a credit card from, take $500 and go to the bank and say, hey, I want a secure credit card, and make payments on it on time and keep your debt on that credit card at lower than 10%, or is it 5%? 10%, lower than 10% on that card on report out, and it gives you, a good credit rating at that point. That's how you reestablish. And there's other programs out there that actually is called Self. You can look it up, Self. And basically, you pay them $120 for a year and a month, and they'll report out to all 3 credit bureaus giving you a credit line. So there's ways of doing that without going out there and buying a $30,000 car.
And it ended up with so much debt, man, on there.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the last thing we want to do is put that TI. So definitely big on that. Okay, let me see. My guy Issa says, man, I love real estate, man. He loves it, man. He loves it, man.
I do too.
Yeah. I love it, man. Richard Dean, you can tell he loves it, you guys. My wife said the Salt and Smoke, definitely. Them chicken wings in Kansas City. Oh my God, with that whatchamacallit, what was that? They had some, I think it was a Ritz cracker mac and cheese. I had never had that. Now, I'm born and raised in New Orleans. I'd have had from the rooter to the tutor on some thing. But Ritz crackers, mac and cheese, I was like, oh, man, that's going to be nasty. Me and my wife bit down into that, man. We was fighting over that container. So if y'all are in Kentucky, y'all are in Kansas City, definitely, man, Salt and Smoke. You got to go test them out, man. My wife would say that was funny. Tracy, talk about Tracy singing with the wig on. Had a blonde wig We got to find that. I'm going to send that to you, Richard.
Okay.
Watching Tracy sing about bad credit with a blonde wig, and he was hitting notes. Tracy can really sing. So you really got to find that. And for those and everything who haven't seen it, y'all at Tracy. Get that video, man, because that video needs to be surfaced. L.A. Law is laughing because, you know, Tracy is definitely a character. PC Smith said, definitely check the foundation. Make sure there's no crack. Make sure you get a 1-year home warranty.
Yes, most definitely. And that 1-year home warranty will help you on those mechanicals.
Yeah, bro.
Electric, plumbing, yes.
Yes. And that's a good thing. Good stuff for that. Z says a big thank you, sir. And I'm gonna definitely connect you with his stuff. And actually, we're gonna put his stuff up, man, in just a moment and stuff like that, so you guys can connect with Mr. Richard Dean. My guy Mike Flowers said okay. He says bet. And my wife says hello, sir. Giving and everything, man. Love back to Mr. Michael Flowers, man, and his lovely wife Meet. He says both. He was actually speaking on regards of chapter 7s and chapter 13s. I have a lot of people have that misconception when it comes to bankruptcies and exactly how bankruptcies, how they actually work. So definitely it's one of them. He said, Bishop, I need you to remove them off of my report. His bankruptcies. No, you do not need to remove that off the report. Mr. Richard Dean is here to go ahead and give people that myth or fact, because they're going to pull the courthouse records anyway when they're going on ahead and the underwriters is pulling that loan. So let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about that. Should we keep them on or take them off, man? Mr. Dean, talk to him.
Well, a lot of cases you leave them alone and let them, just fall off at, in the 7 years. Sometimes it takes 10 years in some cases. Even on bankruptcy, you think it's done in 7 years. No, it's not done in 7 years. Most likely you plan on 10 years before they actually fall off.
Yeah. Yeah, public records is 10 years standard on most credit reports. He's laughing ASAP. I know he is. I know he's definitely laughing. I know he was joking about that, but man, we had to go ahead and post it and elaborate on it. Mike Flowers say, hey, sis, much love, man. Showing much love. Thank you, Flowers, man. Truly a blessing in Minneapolis, man. My guy Z said, that's what I did. That's what I did with the credit card, and my credit started to soar, which is a good thing.
Yes,
that is another good thing about your credit soaring. Rather than getting yourselves into that debt of that car being pushed on there and stuff like that, man, you want to buy that car after the house closes. Am I correct on that?
Most definitely. You buy. The main thing is your debt to income ratio. So any car, anything like that, wait until after you buy the house, and then they'll just practically give you the car, so you don't have to worry about that. But getting that house, getting the home that you want is, that's where it makes a difference at. So yes, most definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, he giving out game. Thank you for that, Richard D. My guy Larry definitely is giving out, man, the laughing faces about that. He's having a good time on here. Tracy used to say, God bless you, Mrs. Johnson, man. My guy Michael Flowers said it's been 10 years, LOL. Hey, well, you are definitely up and everything, man, for your 10 years, man, for that, man. I love it, man. Now, I got to go ahead, man, and say, man, this, man, we came down to our last question. We went over 90 minutes on the Leverage Show. And you guys, make sure you guys tune in, because remember, this week, we start Tuesdays and Thursday nights this week at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So I'm coming at you both times in a week, starting this week. So October's very on. I told you, it's like the hunt for Red October. We are pounding y'all in the face, man, giving y'all information, giving y'all game, making sure that y'all level up. So make sure that y'all are setting y'all reminders, man, for 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Central, for both times out the week. I'm trying to tell y'all, we coming with some stuff, so y'all don't want to miss this, man. Now listen, we come to the end of this thing, man. Finally, we got here. Richard, we did it with no sweat off of here, right? We all good, right?
So far.
Hey, man, no. He did it and everything, man. I don't even want to hear it, man. I'm so proud of you and everything, man. But you know what? I must say this, man, and this is the God honest truth. I love everything that you bought tonight. You understand? And my wife just said this, Richard, before you leave, you have to say Louisville one more time. Say it for us one time with your chest.
Louisville. Not Louisville. Louisville.
Hey, you know what? We always came up saying Louisville Slugger. We always said that. Till we got to Louisville, and boy, they started looking at us with a mean look. I was like, man, is y'all all right, man, around here? Like, is Louisville, did I say something or whatever? And everything. About my wife laughing. And people would get on us for saying Louisville. I'm like, man, we just saying Louisville, man. Is it good or what? You people in the know. Look, Kennard ain't saying it with his chest, man. Louisville. Yeah, it is the God honest truth and stuff like that, man. You got to say Louisville. Is that it? He didn't went on ahead and put that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that pronunciation, man. Kennard Haney was definitely going to come with it and make sure that he leverages up on that. My guy Zedon already left his information and stuff like that, man. Don't worry about it. We gonna make sure that we connect you and Mr. Dean, man, together. You ain't got to worry about that, man. I promise you on that. My guy Mike Flowers is laughing, saying, awesome, man, with the smiley faces. Thank you. I told you we got one of the littest audience, man, in our broadcast every Tuesday night. Now will be Thursday night. So I'm telling y'all right now, y'all can watch a little football, but make sure y'all tune into the Leverage Show because we're going to be coming with some heat, man, on both nights, man. This week, man. Again, you got to let the people know, how can they get in contact? What are any remarks that you would love to say for someone, man, who is out there, man, who desires to own a home, but they feel like, man, there may be no hope for them. They may be, that they may be in everything, man, not qualified or don't have the right credentials to be able to purchase a home, man. What would you say to them out there tonight, Richard? And close us out real good.
Well, I believe the first thing you want to do is talk to a professional. So seek a real estate agent. A professional real estate agent is your first step. And once you talk to them, then they can start guiding you in a direction that you should go in. And what I mean by that is, for myself, I have a client to come and talk to me and say, hey, I want to purchase a home. I will listen to their needs, listen to everything, ask them a few questions, and then I will guide them to the next step, which is a loan officer, and then get a pre-approval letter and go on that way. But the very first step is talk to a professional. If you're not really sure if you got a good professional or not, give me a call. I'll offer that up. If you just have a question, you can give me a call and ask me any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them and get you the help that you need when you start looking for a home.
Man, that is amazing right there, man. What he's saying, he's saying he would actually offer the help, man. A lot of people don't do that. They don't offer the help, and people come out here blind, wishing that they actually could go on ahead and have somebody help them out there, man. But we're excited and everything, man, that you're actually offering to help. And exactly, man, how could those people go ahead and reach you? And I'm actually getting ready to pull it up on the screen right now, man, on how they can reach you and reach out to you at Richard Dean Realty. You guys can reach out to him on Facebook at Richard Dean Realty. And is there anything else, man, that they can reach out to you, man, out here on this broadcast at Richard Dean Realty?
Yes, you can look at Richard Dean Realty on Facebook, Instagram. You can Google Richard Dean Realty, and I'll pop up. And my phone number is 502-345-2478. And that's my cell phone number. Now, I'm offering that up.
You got to say that one more time for the slow people in the back for us, Richard. Talk to us.
Okay, my cell phone number is 502-345-2478. That's my personal cell phone. For Richard Dean Realty. And then again, you can reach out on richarddeanrealty.com, which is a Google aspect. You can drop something there. You can also go on Facebook, like I said, and then you can also do Instagram as well.
Again, that number is on the screen, man. For those who truly want to reach out to him, that's his personal number, man. And that you guys don't understand that. That is golden and key out here for connections out here. Again, that number is 502-345-2478, man. Again, 502-345-2478. You guys, man, drop Mr. Dean a text tonight, too, just to show him some love, man. And thank you, man, for him being on this show, man. And show him some love with business, man. If you guys got any business, y'all guys looking to get in any real estate or any property or even want some help, man, reach out to Richard, man, and just show him some love and let him know, man, hey, man, we're here and we're here to support in wherever way we possibly can, you know, especially if it's a deal on the line. All right. Yeah. So, make sure you drop that. So again, follow him, man, on Instagram, follow him on Facebook, Richard Dean Realty. Yes. Richard has been doing some great infomercials. That's why I was looking at it. I was like, hey, Rich, I got to add you to the show. Just off your infomercials alone, brother. He's dropping knowledge, dropping game, and dropping some great stuff. So y'all go ahead and follow him, man. Richard Dean Realty, man, on Facebook, Instagram, and also go to richarddeanrealty.com, man, and y'all go ahead and look him up, Google him up, and he should come up. I promise you he's going to come up with some great stuff. Hey, I know what time it is, man. My guy Mike Flowers say, bring the heat, Lambo, Drew, and Mr. Dean, man. Hey, man, that's what we wanted to do tonight, man, was bring the heat for you guys. And truly, man, guys, hope that you guys enjoyed it, man. My guy, Cutie Potato for Life, say, thank you, Mr. Dean, for joining us tonight. What a great show tonight. Thank you, Cutie Potato Pie for Life. We made the show, man, for you guys, man. And this exactly what it was about, to help educate, to help go ahead and facilitate you guys, to take you guys to whatever level that you guys are trying to achieve. And again, it was for the biggest part of us when we thought about you guys, for Richard Dean sharing his testimony, sharing his journey, sharing where God and everything, man, has allowed to take him, and then now opening up windows of opportunity and wisdom for everybody else to follow through, and especially when it comes to generational wealth, man. So truly, we thank you tonight, man, for literally going on here, accepting the show and everything, man. I'm telling you, I thank you tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight, Richard. My wife said you did an awesome job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God is good. I'll tell you that.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, man. Thank your wife for truly going on ahead, man, and holding those cue cards up. I told you, we talked about them poster boards, man.
Oh, yes. I was looking like this. Okay, yes. Yeah, okay. Hey, so thank you. But quite honestly, my wife is a great support base, and she's actually my rock when it comes to, you know, having the courage to talk. That's one of the things that I never really did much of, is talk to others. But I'm finding myself in more arenas to be able to talk to others. And I honor to God and the support base that I do have with my wife.
Amen. Shout out to you. That's when a war woman is strong. You're holding it down. I honor and everything, man. People, man, who honor their marriage, man, and take it for real, man, because you don't never know, man, what that support will do for your life and how it would help change your life and help impact and everything, man, others. I thank the Leverage Show, man, for coming out here and everything. My guy in the building, man. Sorry I'm late. I will watch the replay. I already know who this is. My guy, Big Audrey, in the building. Thank you, man. Tapping in, man, for your boy. I know what time it is, man. You know what time it is. PC Smith says, kudos. You know, she's showing love, man. PC Smith did some stuff tonight. PC, you deserve, like, she was like your back office, Richard Dean, man. She was like your back office, man. So shout out to the homie, my sis PC Smith in the building, man, for doing what she does best, man, and blessing us with a lot of knowledge behind it. My wife, he say, bless you, Tracy, man, for real, man. You know what time it is. My guy, Kennard Haney, say, great show, Mr. Dean. Oh, snap, man. You already know, followed by the fire emojis with the thumbs up, with the hand claps, the praying hands, the arm, and the money fist, because we grabbing generational wealth on the Leverage Show, man. Shout out to you for going on ahead and showing some love, man, for that, man. That truly, man, is a blessing and stuff like that, man. So thank you, my guy, man, for doing that. So we gotta make sure and everything, man, that we post also this as well, so they can go ahead and get in contact with you. My guy Mike Flowers is showing the smiley faces with the emojis. I don't know, man. That's the secret agent, man, right there. I'm not gonna lie, man. Every time I think about my guy Mike, I think about Swiper. Swiper no swiping, man, and doing the secret agent dance. That's my guy. He's a secret agent out there. My guy Kennard Haney say, following you now on IG, man. Beautiful, 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 man. Look, definitely, I love and everything, man. And following out my guy, Mike Flowers say, man, amen, showing love and everything, man. Mother-in-law, Prophetess Williams say, so proud of you, man. So proud of you, man. I told you that. He said, thank Mother Williams. You know what time it is.
You're a blessing.
Hey, make sure you get her that chicken when she come to Kentucky, too, here.
KFC. No, you're doing Kings. Kings is coming.
You're going to definitely love that, man. For sure, for sure. LA Law said, appreciate you, and will be joining us again. Will you be joining us again? You know Richard Dean coming back. Come on now. He is definitely now family to the show, so you know he's coming back, man. And he's definitely going to light it up even more. He's going to come back, probably going to talk about some more generational wealth for you guys and some more tips and tricks on what to do. All right, so definitely he's coming back. You guys keep tuned in, man. Tuesday nights and Thursday nights now. Stay tuned in at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. My guy Kennard Haney said, can you help me buy a house in Norris Lake, Tennessee?
Yes, I can. Matter of fact, I'm looking at getting my license for Tennessee, Georgia, and Ohio. So, and I have somebody down there in Tennessee that I can hook them up with, and I'll be right there too.
Really?
Exactly.
Listen, y'all. This right here, all I'm just getting ready to tell y'all this right now. Y'all better tap in to this man right here and the things that he is doing and stuff like that. I'm trying to tell you this right now. It's amazing. And we're going to definitely put his information up again for those who need to tap up. My guy Tracy used to say, Mr. Dean, God's not done with your story, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
He's speaking that over your life, man. I'm trying to tell you this right now. Mike Flowers said, man, hi, Mom, Miss Williams, man, showing love to Prophetess Williams in the building, man. Thank you, man. As we call her mother-in-law. My wife said and everything, Richard, you and your wife, you have to come visit us in Colorado. We talked about that, man.
Well, my wife has had the pleasure to be in Colorado before. And when she was younger, so I never been there. I would love to come, especially I thought it was cold there, and it's not that cold there. So,
you know, we don't talk about that. We want people to keep that same perception that is cold. Denver's cold. It's cold up here. And when my uncle and everything and my aunt came up this weekend, they was outside like, yo, I thought it's supposed to be cool and cold here. I said, nah, this is how I feel like even in the wintertime. It'll drop down. And it'll turn around and kind of drop into like the 20s and 30s and pops right back up into the 50s. And 50s here feels 20 degrees higher. So you feel like you're in the 70s. And 60s feel like you're in the 80s. 70s feel like you're in the 90s because you're closer to the sun. And I was telling people 20 and 30 degrees is not really cold here because there is no movement of wind. And then when they get to Denver, they be like, I don't need all this stuff on me, you know. So definitely we're going to be looking for you and your wife, man, to come and Joy is here, man, in Colorado, especially when we're here. We always be traveling, but we're going to make sure that we coordinate our schedules, all right? Mike Flowers is giving out the laughing faces. He already know, mother-in-law. Larry says, man, great show. Lots of info to follow up on, man. Definitely, man. He's definitely going to follow up on that, man. I'm truly and everything, man, thankful for that, man. For real, man. Mike Flowers says, say Minneapolis, please, man. Yes, he wants to know, will you be registering up in Minneapolis so you can buy some houses, you know?
We'll never know. God has a plan, and whatever that plan is, I will follow. But if you have questions or anything I can help with Minneapolis, meanwhile, I'm there for you.
All right. I'm definitely going to go ahead and make sure that we post them up, man, and get it right, man. You know, for real, for real. My wife said we may need you in Ohio, but definitely he's already said he's coming to Ohio. So, baby,
Yes.
I think and everything, man, you may need to go ahead and tap in with that, man, for sure, for sure. Mike Flowers say Minneapolis for 5,000. He's trying to get you out there, man. He's trying to get you out there, man. Again, man, my wife said nope, no cold, man. It's definitely not cold here in Denver, man, like that. The snow gets all the mountains, and Denver itself actually is in the valley. So it's really, really, really nice, man, and amazing. My wife said, now the mountains is a different story. Yeah, that's a whole different story when you get out there, man. So shout out to you guys. Hey, are you guys into real estate? Shout out to your man, Mike Seek. If so, I'm trying to get into that, but more Airbnb. And hey, yeah, you know what? We talked about that a little earlier in the show. What do you got to say about that, Richard?
Well, I am getting into Airbnb. Me and my wife is actually looking at Airbnb in another city, Charlotte, currently. So give me a call. We can talk about it. I can give you some guidance. You don't have to buy anything. You can actually lease and sublease.
Okay. Yeah.
They allow you, so you can sublease versus buying something. So it's always a way of doing things.
Okay. They say there, I'm in Miami, Florida. So that's pretty dope and stuff like that, man. And also says, hey, I used to live in Charlotte, a great place.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, man.
Me and my wife is enjoying it right now.
Coming on here, man. Hey, that's what I'm talking about right now. That's what we trying to get on and make it happen. I'm trying to tell you this right now, man. Good. He said he used to live in Charlotte. Great places. Good. Mike Flowers said, wow, God is amazing. Yes, he is, Mike, man. He's better than us to ourselves, man. You know, man, God has been good, man. He's definitely been good in Richard Dean's life and his family. Yes. You definitely, guys, man, make sure you guys are sharing this broadcast because it is truly getting ready to change lives. Again, for those and everything who need to get in contact with my guy, Richard Dean, please get in contact with him at richarddeanrealty.com. richarddeanrealty.com on the screen. Please go ahead, man, and tap in, man. Tap into whatever you guys can. Spelled just like it is on the screen, richarddeanrealty.com and everything, man. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. That is truly a blessing, man, more than anything. He said, any tips when I speak to a landlord or realtor for a lease for Airbnb? This is my Twitch audience now, man, popping through. Come on, Twitch audience.
So far as what you would have to ask is, are they willing to sublease? And if they're willing to sublease, then you good to go.
That's powerful, man. Powerful. So yeah, man, you guys make sure if they're willing to sublease, man. And I know that they had some sort of restrictions on that, but they can contact you and stuff like that, man, if they need to go ahead and kind of hear anything else about that, man, in that form of fashion, man. Again, you guys, make sure you guys reach out to my guy. He has been nothing short, man, of just a blessing and God just moving in on his life, man. I'm thankful. Again, text him at 502-345-2478. Text that number, call that cell. Make sure you guys reach out to, man, Richard Dean, man. Truly thank him and send him some business your way. If he's in the surrounding area near you or you know somebody in the surrounding area near you that Richard Dean can definitely help you out with, man, make sure you guys reach out to him and flood his business, man, with as much business as you possibly can. We're here to help. We're here to support. He poured out to you guys for almost 2 hours on this broadcast. He's poured out for you guys, man. So definitely, man, give him, man, that love in return. Send him and everything a text message or some call and let them know, man, that you guys are right there for them. All right. So listen, you guys, tonight, man, I thank you guys. We are truly, man, have been a blessing. He said, thank you. My guy, Mike Sykes said, thank you. He gave you a follow, man. That's what's up, man. That's what it's all about, man. Giving you a follow, man, and showing love, man, where you can possibly show love. Again, follow him on Facebook, follow him on Instagram at Richard Dean Realty. Follow him on Facebook, follow him on Instagram at Richard Dean Realty, and he will definitely go ahead, man, and take care of you. Well, Rich, man, we are done. We're at the end of our program, but we are definitely bringing you back for more, dude. Too much game. For those who missed this, they better catch this on a rewind and send this video out to somebody, because I'm telling you, this live will change somebody's life tonight. My guy, Mike Flowers, say big thank you, Richard Dean.
Thank you. God bless you.
Hey, man, Time it is, man. We thank you guys again, man, for tuning into the Leverage Show, man, every Tuesday night. Now starting this week, Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, man. You guys don't want to miss it. We're going to be mic'd up, cammed up, ready to go ahead and drop. Y'all don't want to miss the show. I'm telling you, this month is October. Richard Dean kicked it off and started the fire. You guys don't want to miss it because I got some stuff that's really getting ready to pop off. Make sure you guys reach out to my guy, come back to the show, man, and Richard Dean will definitely go ahead and bless your socks off. Again, we are out of time, but we are definitely not out of message. We'll see you guys and everything again on Thursday night this week. Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central, man. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And we're going to go ahead and rock out and do some stuff. We love you guys, man. Have a great week. May the blessing and peace of God be upon y'all, man. And some great things happen. Reach out to my guy, Richard Dean. And the next time, we out of here on The Leverage Show.